think. There we go.
20 Windows 11 tips to master. Number 1. Pin your favorite apps to the taskbar. To pin an app to the taskbar, simply right-click on the app's icon in the Start menu and select Pin to Taskbar. You can also drag and drop the app's icon to the taskbar. Number 2. Create virtual desktops for different tasks. This can be helpful if you're working on multiple projects at once, or if you want to keep your work and personal life separate. To create a virtual desktop, click the plus icon on the bottom of the taskbar. You can then drag and drop apps between virtual desktops. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and get involved. Number 3. Use Snap Assistant to organize your windows. To use Snap Assistant, simply hover over a Windows Maximize button and you'll see a grid of layout options appear. Click on one of the layout options to snap the window into place. Number 4. Customize the Start menu. To customize the Start menu, go to Settings, Personalization, Start, and here you'll find a host of options to tweak. Number 5. Search for files and apps with the Windows key and the S key. When you press the Windows key and the letter S at the same time, a search bar will appear at the top of the screen. Type in what you're looking for and press Enter to open the results. Number 6. Use the new Snap Layout feature to organize multiple windows. To use Snap Layouts, simply hover over a Windows Maximize button. You'll see a grid of layout options appear. Click on one of the layout options to snap the window into place. Number 7. Adjust the screen resolution. You can adjust the screen resolution to make your text and images larger or smaller. To adjust the screen resolution, right-click on the desktop and select Display Settings. Under the Scale and Layout section, you'll find the Resolution section. Select the desired resolution and click on the Apply button. Number 8. Change your background and themes to personalize your PC. To change the background, right-click on the desktop and select Personalize. Under the Background section, click on the Change Background link. You can then select a new background image from your PC or from the web. To change your theme, click on the Themes link under the Personalize section, and you can then select a new theme from the list. Number 9. Use the Snipping tool to capture screenshots. To use the Snipping tool, open the Snipping tool app or press the Windows logo key plus Shift plus S. You can then select the type of screenshot that you want to capture. Once you've selected the type of screenshot, the screenshot will be in your clipboard till you use it or open the editing features. Number 10. Activate Night Light to reduce eye strain. Night Light is a feature that reduces the amount of blue light emitted from your PC's display. Blue light can be harmful to your eyes, especially at night. To activate Night Light, open the Settings app under the System section, click on the Display link. Under the Night Light section, toggle the Night Light on switch. Number 11. Task Manager allows you to view and manage all active processes. To open Task Manager, press the Control, Shift, and Escape keys. You can then view all active processes in the Process tab. You can also view the CPU, memory, disk, and network usage of each process. Number 12. Use the Focus Assist to avoid external distractions. To activate Focus Assist, open the Settings app and under the Systems section, click on the Notifications and Actions link under the Focus Assist section. Number 13. Use the Windows key plus Tab to access your timeline. Your timeline is a history of all the apps and websites that you've opened recently. Simply press the Windows key and the Tab key at the same time. You can then scroll through your timeline to view the apps and websites that you've opened recently. Number 14. Use the Clipboard History feature to manage your copied items. The Clipboard History feature allows you to store up to 25 of the items that you've copied recently. To access the Clipboard History, press the Windows key plus the V key. You can then view the items that you've copied recently and paste them into any app. Number 15. Use Task View to create and manage virtual desktops. Virtual desktops are like separate workspaces that you can use for different tasks. To create a new virtual desktop, click on the plus icon at the bottom of the taskbar, and you can then drag and drop apps between virtual desktops. Number 16. Use Snap Groups to quickly access multiple apps. To create a Snap Group, simply drag and drop an app into another app. The two apps will then be snapped together into a group. You can then add more apps to the group by dragging and dropping them onto the group. Number 17. Set reminders using Cortana. To set a reminder using Cortana, simply say, "Hey Cortana, set a reminder for reminder." For example, you could say, "Hey Cortana, set a reminder to take out the trash at 7 p.m. Your reminder will be added to the reminder list. You can view your reminders by clicking on the reminders icon in the taskbar. Number 18. Use Quick Action to quickly access settings. To access quick actions, right-click on the taskbar. You'll see a list of quick actions appear. You can then click on a quick action to open the corresponding setting. Number 19. Customize your notifications to prioritize important ones. To do this, open the Settings app. Under the Notifications and Actions section, click on the Notifications link. You can then choose which apps can send you notifications and how you want to be notified. Number 20. Use the new Snap Layout feature to organize multiple windows. Hover your mouse over the Maximize button of a window. A grid of layout options will appear. Click on the Layout option to snap the window into place. Drag and drop other windows into the layout to fill the remaining spaces. To undo a snap layout, press the Escape key. These tips and tricks are just the beginning. Keep exploring and you'll become a Windows 11 master in no time. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye and thanks for watching.
macOS versus Windows. Learning the Mac for Windows users. You ask, why are we doing this? It's curiosity to find out what Windows has that macOS doesn't, or what features macOS has that Windows doesn't. The fact is that over the years, the two operating systems have become more and more similar in terms of features. If you're a Windows user moving to or considering a move to the Mac, then we think you won't miss anything. And the same goes for the move from macOS to Windows. But learning a new operating system is the frustrating factor in any switch. The benefits have to outweigh the disadvantages of the unfamiliar. For anyone who already uses an iPhone or iPad, we feel that macOS will be familiar even if you use Windows, which may be a good reason to move to Mac. However, unlike Windows, the macOS does not support touchscreens. It's important to note that both macOS and Windows have their unique features, strengths, and weaknesses, and the choice between them often depends on personal preferences, specific needs, and hardware requirements. The Mac desktop is the virtual interface that appears on your Mac computer screen after you have logged in. It typically includes the following elements: desktop wallpaper. This is the background image that covers the entire desktop. macOS comes with a variety of pre-installed wallpapers, and you can also choose to set your own custom wallpaper. Icons. The icons are a small graphical representation of files, folders, and applications that are stored on your desktop or in the dock, a bar that typically appears at the bottom or side of the screen. Icons can be arranged in a grid pattern on the desktop and can be clicked on to open files, folders, or launch applications. The menu bar. It's a horizontal bar that spans the top of the screen and contains various menus such as the Apple menu, application menus, system status icons, for example, Wi-Fi, battery, sound, etc. The dock is a bar that typically appears at the bottom of or the side of the screen, as I stated earlier, and it contains icons for frequently used applications, files, and folders. You can click on these icons to quickly launch applications or open files or folders. The menu bar icons on the right side of the menu bar, you may see various icons that represent system status such as Wi-Fi signal strength, battery life, and sound volume. The Finder is the default file manager application in a macOS, and it typically appears as an open window on the desktop. It allows you to navigate and manage files and folders on your Mac. The menu bar apps may have icons or apps that run in the background, such as calendar apps, messaging apps, and cloud storage apps. These may display information and provide quick access to certain features via the menu bar. And you have to note that the appearance of the macOS desktop may vary depending on the version of macOS that you're using, as well as any customizations or personalizations you may have made to your Mac. The above descriptions provide a general overview of the typical elements you might see on a macOS desktop. In comparison, the Windows desktop is a visual interface that appears on your computer screen after you've logged in, and it can typically includes the following elements: desktop wallpaper. This is the background image that covers the entire screen. Windows comes with a variety of pre-installed wallpapers, and you can also set your own custom wallpapers. Icons. Again, icons are small graphical representations of file folders and applications that are stored on your desktop or in a taskbar, the bar that typically appears at the bottom of the screen. Icons can be arranged in a grid pattern on your desktop and can be clicked to open files, folders, or launch applications. The taskbar in Windows is a horizontal bar that typically appears at the bottom of the screen and contains various elements such as a start button, taskbar icons, system icons, status icons such as your Wi-Fi, battery, sound, etc. The start button is a clickable button that opens the start menu, which provides access to apps, settings, and other features. The system tray is a section of the taskbar that applies system status icons and notifications, such as clock, volume, control, and notification center. The search bar on the right-hand side of the taskbar, you may see a search bar or Cortana, which is the virtual assistant that can help you search for files, launch applications, and perform other tasks. The desktop icons represents files, folders, and applications that may be placed on the desktop for easy access. You can click on these icons to open files, folders, or launch applications. File Explorer is the default file manager application in Windows, and it typically appears as an open window on the desktop. It allows you to navigate and manage files and folders on your computer. The Navigational Center allows you to access from the system tray, which displays notifications from apps, system updates, and other alerts. And again, on Windows, the desktop may the appearance of the desktop may vary depending on your settings, personalization, choices, and installed apps. And so this description provides a general overview of the typical elements you might see on a Windows desktop. And so you can note by the comparison that there's similarities between the Mac desktop and the Windows. Some of the terms are different, but the applications or the features are very similar. So let's just look at the dock and the menu bar as we talked earlier. So the dock and the menu bar are two distinct fixtures in the Mac OS that serve different purposes and have different functionalities. The dock provides a graphical bar for launching and managing applications and files and folders, typically located at the bottom of the screen. See, hopefully I can do this. So as you can see here, the bar it looks like the taskbar, but it has some different features. This here is what's referred to as the Finder. And it will allow you to find any app that's on your it acts as a file manager, similar to Windows. And the next bar is referred to as the launcher, and this is where all your apps are installed on your computer. And as you can see, I have Edge installed. This is my Messenger, Mail, and so forth. The thing that's really interesting about the Mac is that the menu bar is a persistent bar at the top of the screen for access system-wide menus, system icons, and application-specific menus. So even if you have whatever application you're running, you can easily come to those controls. For example, if I wanted to just look at Zoom, I could just click here and it would give me all the different menu items that I can do just by clicking on that particular option, such as if I wanted to open chat. Those will all be listed here. I wouldn't necessarily have to use the menu bar that is also included in Zoom. One of the other things that we were talking about the search bar in Windows. In Mac, their search is referred to as the spotlight. And when you click on it, you get the spotlight search, and such as I can do here, I'm going to do exactly here, 5 plus 5, and you see it gives me the result of the calculation, but then it also, like Windows, gives me additional opportunities, such as suggested websites that contain those same search factors. And then also it gives me some other deals using Siri. So Spotlight is similar to the search window in Windows, but it seems to me it gives you a little bit more in-depth information. Mac also has a control center, which equates to the action center in Windows, and it allows you to access your settings, controls, as we talked earlier, managing your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth connections, enabling the do not disturb mode, and more. So both the Mac OS Control Center and the Windows Action Center provides you with a convenient way to access common system settings and controls in a unified panel. So here's a depiction of the Windows Control Center. And as you can see, it looks quite similar to the one in Windows. You'll see this little icon to the left this is the icon which accesses your control center, and it's located to the right of the menu. It's located on the menu bar to your right, as you can see here. And we talked about the Launchpad, and it's a built-in application that provides a visual grid of app icons similar to the home screen on an iOS device. And it allows you to quickly access and launch applications installed on your Mac using a graphical interface. And the closest equivalent of that in Windows is the Start menu. So both of those serve as an application launcher and provide a way to you to access and launch installed applications. And here's a picture of the Launchpad. As you can see, you have all your applications here in a graphical display. And here's the icon that's located on your dock to access that feature. You can also enter full screen quite easily in using your Mac, and it's all associated with the 3 dots that are located in the upper left corner of your screen. And the thing about it, you can cover the whole screen when you enter full screen mode, but you still are able to access your controls by just moving the cursor to the top of your screen, and the controls will display. The Finder in Mac is the file manager, as I mentioned earlier, and it provides a graphical interface for you to navigate and manage files. And the closest equivalent, of course, in Windows is File Explorer. And both of those allow you to interact with your files and folders. And they provide similar functionalities, allow you to navigate, organize, manage your files, folders in a graphical manager. And here's a depiction of that. And as you can see, it has thumbnails of the different documents that you have opened. And in this case, it's the recent ones. And they're located in alphabetical order. And to your left, you can also customize which ones of those you want to see in this particular window. Shared, the ones that are on your cloud drive, the one that are on your desktop, and of course, the one that I use is the one I have on OneDrive. So I can access all my OneDrive documents here on my Mac, which allows me to go from my PC to my Mac and back and forth. So whatever I do in OneDrive is also on my Mac. And this is the icon that you look for on your dock to access that. And of course, the 3 dots, as we well know, that's the traffic lights that we remember on that we see. The red dot allows you to close and click the window or application that you're using. The yellow dot is the minimize button, and clicking it will minimize the window to the dock. And the green dot will maximize the screen or full screen. Now, one of the things that you have to remember on a Mac is that even though you use the red dot to close the application, that's not necessarily have closed. You'll need to go up to the menu bar and select close the particular application that you're using to completely close it. So I hope that these little tips that I've mentioned today kind of gives you some curiosity about using a Mac, and understanding that there's not a huge difference between the two. It's just adjusting to a slightly different keyboard, as well as understanding the functionality between what you have used on your Windows machine that you can apply to the Mac, and vice versa. So I hope you enjoyed this, and that completes my presentation. Back to you.
In AI in 2023. In this session, we will be discussing 3 AI-powered applications, 1 chatbot and 2 image generators. The chatbot we will be discussing is called FastGPT, which is a tool that helps computers write stories and articles. It can do this by using a special type of computer program called GPT models. FastGPT makes it easier for computers to write stories and articles faster and with less resources, and it costs less. The 2 image generators we will be looking at are NightCafe and Stable Diffusion. NightCafe is an AI art generator that allows users to create amazing artworks in seconds and share them with the community. Stable Diffusion is a generative model that can generate high-quality images from textual descriptions. FastGPT is a Python library that can be used to generate text using GPT models. It's based on transformers and ℚ runtime and can use ℚ runtime quantized transformers GPT models for text generation tasks. It can improve inference speed and reduce resource costs. Modern large language models are powerful but often slow to use and lack information about current events. FastGPT is a proof of concept built to answer the question, what is the fastest possible AI answering engine that runs a full search engine underneath? Typically, FastGPT will start outputting answers in less than 900 milliseconds. FastGPT is best used to retrieve a general topic summary from the web. The processing is optimized for speed, not necessarily the maximum possible accuracy, which would require more processing time. And it's made by Ķēgī Search. NightCafe and Stable Diffusion are both computer programs that can create pictures that look like they were made by a person. They use something called artificial intelligence to do this. It's like having a robot that can paint or draw pictures. Artificial intelligence, AI, is when computers can do things that normally require human intelligence, like seeing, hearing, and thinking. AI can be used for many things like playing games, driving cars, and even making art. AI art is when computers use AI to make pictures or music that look or sound like they were made by a person. Stable Diffusion is a new way of making these pictures that is easier to use than the old way. It's like having a new kind of paintbrush that makes it easier to paint. The old way was called Latent Diffusion Model, or LDM. Stable Diffusion is better because it can make pictures that look just as good as LDM, but without any hassle of setting it up to run locally. NightCafe is the name of the company that made these programs. They are a group of people who love art and technology and wanted to make it easier for people to create art using computers. They made NightCafe so that anyone can create beautiful art with just a few clicks of their mouse. But before I show you some examples, and I'm going to do that right after I say that this is not a training session for these AI apps. I'm only giving you a sample of what they can do. They are much more powerful than I will show. So let's get started. This is FastGPT by Ķēgī. It's fast and it's free. Let's take a look at some examples of what we can get from FastGPT. Our first example is, what is one UI? Click the answer, and there's the answer. One UI is Samsung's custom Android skin for its smartphones and tablets, and then it gives us some key points about it. That quickly. I did this one and I was surprised at the answer that I got. The Poplocks in the mushroom industry in the Catskills. And Paul Poplock was my cousin, my first cousin, and he took over the mushroom farm from his father, my uncle, my father's brother, and he took it over from my grandfather. And here's an article about them that I have never seen before anywheres. And if I do a research and a search in any kind of the search engines and I just put in Poplock, I get all kinds of answers, but nothing about my family, or very seldom, mostly about a dance called the Poplock. So this gave me the answer immediately, and it was applicable to what I was looking for. Let's try one more possibility here. And this actually took place this week, and we'll put this in here. My 95-year-old neighbor lost his 94-year-old wife this week. Write me a sympathy card. And it says, I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your neighbor's wife. Here is a suggested sympathy card message. And it gives me a very nice message that I will use in the sympathy card that I will send to him and his family. So very nice, very nice. And that's Fast GPT by ℍ𝕠𝕟. Let's take a look at Night Cafe. There's a lot to this program, and I haven't explored all of it. We'll explore a little of it together. So I don't know what's going to turn out. We'll see when we're done with it. This is not a free website, but it kind of is. And I'll explain that. It works on a point system or credit system. And there's so many credits that you use when you create your various art forms. There are ways to get free credits and build that up. Right now, I have 260 credits, and I have a message up here. Let's take a look to see what that message is. Well, what it's saying is every day I get, if I just click on this, I will get 5 credits. So let's go ahead and click it. And when I come out of this screen, you'll see 265 credits. So it gave me 5 more credits. And there's other ways in which you can get free credits. And I've done most of them and increased my free credits, and I stay ahead of myself. And we'll see how that works in just a moment. So we'll go ahead and close this, and now you'll see that I have 265 credits plus. So we'll just create. No email, no credit card required. Bingo. There we go. There is a retro gas station on Mars. You can see there's some things over here. One of them being your text prompt. This is where you would type in. So let's take a look at my creations, some ones that I have created. We just created that, so it put it on my sheet. But these are some of examples of some of the ones that I have done. Some I have borrowed prompts. Some I just kind of made them up. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. There are a couple of problems with text to image. One of them is hands, and you'll notice in some of the pictures and that I will show you, there's 6 fingers on a hand or 4 fingers on a hand, including the thumb. It has trouble with words, and you'll see that they had trouble with the hands here. So I'm going to hit create. Comes back to this screen. A senior couple using a computer and a smartphone. And I'm not going to change anything here. I haven't experimented enough to know what happens when you do. You can use the same prompt and try different settings, so on. But let's go ahead and just click this and say create. I put a prompt in, it tells it to create. And there we go. You got 4 pictures, but you can look at each one. You notice here the hand, there's a problem there with the hand. Here's another one. You get some pretty interesting pictures, though. You can see the hand there, certainly a problem with it. And you'll notice now that I have 264 credits. That used 1 credit, and I got 4 pictures out of it. Let's try another one. Full body image of a poodle reading a book. The book is open and lying on the student's desk. The brown dog wears glasses with black frames. Let's see how that looks. And that's what it looked like. I like that one much better than the ones that it just did. So there might be some settings that I could adjust to have it come out a little bit better like that. You'll see all of these were all of my creations using various prompts. You can get 100 credits a month. And it's an unlimited, so you can get that for $5, between $5 and $6. So there's different ways in which you can get more credits if you're going to do a lot of these, a much better quality and more intricate. If you just want one image at a time, you don't use any credits. But if you want the 4 images, you use 1 credit. You want 9 images, you use 2 1/4. And if you want 16, it's 4 credits. So if you find one that looks pretty good, and there it is with the vintage car out in front. When I first started this research to do this presentation, I was looking at Stable Diffusion and thinking that it was this page that I'm going to show you now. However, the Stable Diffusion that I was really trying to show you it's part of the Night Cafe, and they are using Stable Diffusion in the program. But let's take a look at this one. This is StableDiffusionWeb.com. We're going to scroll down to see what's on this page. There are some examples telling you how you can get some high quality images and some other interesting things about it. But there is a Stable Diffusion playground. And we put in our prompt here, and you'll see how quickly it works sometimes. I was practicing with it just a little while ago, and it was going very fast, where other times it's taken me quite a while. It depends on how busy the server is. But we're going to put in the beautiful house with a lot of greenery and a vintage automobile in the driveway, and we're going to tell it to generate the image. You'll see it shows you how it's processing. You can kind of see the little gray bar going across, how quickly it goes, and we're done. And so it's showing one here with vintage cars, and here we are. It was that fast, and it's free. So that's another choice that you have to generate images from text. To summarize, we went over Fast GPT, Night Cafe, and Stable Diffusion Online. And there are the links to each of those. Just to show, we're running a little bit late, but I do want to get in this other item that I want to talk about. And it has to do with something we were working on with learning Chromebooks. And we were talking about using the new ability of Google Photos to be able to create and edit videos. But it does require some limitations that the Chromebook may or may not have, and that has to do with the version of the Android system. And somebody asked, well, how do you find out what that is? And I didn't know. And so I had to do a little research, and so I put this video together. How to find the Android version on your Chromebook and your phone. I'm Hewie Poplock. At a recent Learning Chromebooks, I was asked, how do you find the Android version of your Chromebook? I didn't know. So I'm going to share what I found out for you. So, how to check Android version on the Chromebook. So where do you check it? Number one, you have to have Play Store access. Most Chromebooks do. Here are the instructions. One, you open the Settings app. You go to the Google Play Store section. You click Manage Android Preference, and a new Settings app launches. And this is the Android Settings app, and the last entry on the page will be about device. It should show the Android version. Let's take a look. We're going to follow the directions. We're going to go to the lower right-hand corner, click down in that area, which will open up the dialog box. We click the gear for settings. We are now going to the settings, and we're going to type in Play Store. We want not the Play Store itself, we want the settings for the Play Store. And then you want to manage the Android preferences by clicking that little box. It opens up another dialog box. We go all the way down to the bottom to About Device, and we will see the Android version among some other information. And then when we click on the Android version, we'll get some more information about Android on this Chromebook. But what about a phone? On some phones, here are the steps to find the Android version number on an Android phone. 1, open the Settings app on your Android phone. 2, tap About Phone or System Updates. Number 3, look for the line that says Android version or simply Android. The number next to it is your Android version. Alternatively, you can go to Settings, System, Advanced, and then System Updates, and the Android version will be listed under Android version. As another option, you can open up an app called My Phone Info or System Info or Device Info app on your phone. If you don't have one of those, then you may have to download and install it. Look for the line Android version to see the Android version number. Here is the software that I have, and it's Device Info, System and CPU Info. You can see, I'm not going to even try to pronounce the guy's name, but it is available in the Play Store. You open it and then add it to your Chromebook, and you can then use it. Here's what it looks like: Device Info, System and CPU Info. And this is what it looks like on the Play Store. Now remember, this is only one of many choices that you have to look at Device Info. This is the one I chose. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at my phone. It's a Samsung S22 Ultra, and we're going to follow the directions to try to find the version of Android that we have on this phone. We have to go to the page that has settings on it. So we'll go to, it's the third one over. There is settings. So we're going to open the Settings app. And then we're going to tap on About Phone as we scroll down. It's all the way to the bottom on my phone. We click on that. In this case, we have to go to Software Information, and there we will find the Android version, which is Android 13. Let's look at the app that we downloaded and installed called Device Info. I had suggested there are other titles that you could have on your phone that will give you similar information. Let's look at the one that I have. It gives us quite a bit of information about what's going on. This is the dashboard. We want to go to the system, and we'll see right here at the top that it's Android 13. It's API level 33, released August 15th, 2022. And that is the latest version of Android. Version 14 of Android will be released probably August or September of 2023. This is also One UI version 5.1, and I'll explain that in just a few minutes. This app has a lot of good information, but we don't have time to cover it in this presentation. And we'll come back to our main page. So that's Device Info. Here are the versions of Android, remembering that you will not find any of this applicable to your iPhone, as it wouldn't have Android on it. The latest version of Android, as I said earlier, is 13.0, and 14 will be out later this year. Samsung One UI is a custom Android skin developed by Samsung for its Android devices. One UI provides a redesigned interface with a focus on simplicity, ease of use, and visual appeal. One UI is updated regularly with new features and improvements. The latest versions are One UI 5.1 and One UI 5.0. One UI 5.1 was installed as an update on my phone about a month ago, so that's when I went from Android 12 to Android 13. One UI aims to provide a simple, elegant, and seamless experience across Samsung devices like smartphones, tablets, laptops, smartwatches, and so on. It's one of the most popular Android skins due to the Samsung's large market share and the refined design of the interface. This has been How to Find the Android